A lot of people are afraid to really just file their taxes late. I hear it every week. Here's what it is. People say, if I file now, won't that make things worse? In most cases, no. And filing late usually is safer than not filing at all. And the IRS rules back that up. A big reason people avoid filing late is fear. Fear of owing money, fear of triggering an IRS audit, fear of opening up something they don't know how to handle or how to fix. But not filing doesn't make the problem disappear. It actually usually makes it grow quietly in the background. Here's the first thing to understand. The IRS treats unfiled returns very differently from unpaid balances. An unpaid balance means that the IRS knows what you owe. An unfiled return means they really don't. And when they don't know, they assume the worst. If a return isn't filed, the IRS can really just file one for you. It's called an SFR, or a substitute for return. They use income reported by employers and banks, and they don't include any of the deductions you're entitled to. They don't give you any credits, and they don't include any business expenses. The tax is usually much higher than it ever would be in real life, but once that happens, you lose leverage. You're no longer explaining your situation. You're reacting to a bill that the IRS created. And then doing that takes time. So let's talk about penalties, because this is where most people get misled. There are two main penalties people worry about: the failure to file penalty and the failure to pay penalty. The failure to file penalty is usually 5% per month, maxes out pretty quickly and after 5 months. The failure to pay penalty is usually 0.5% per month, and that's a difference that really matters. When you don't file, the harsher penalty keeps ticking. So even if you can't pay, paying late often reduces the damage, and it stops the failure to file penalty from even growing. That alone can save you a lot of money over time. And here's something people don't really realize, that you can't set up a payment plan if your returns aren't filed. No installment agreement, no hardship status, no offer in compromise. The IRS wants compliance before they negotiate. And we'll talk about negotiation later. Filing puts you back into compliance. It gives you options again. I also see people delay filing because they're missing documents. Maybe it's a W-2, 1099, old business records. That happens all the time. But perfection isn't required to file. What's required is a reasonable good faith return. Corrections can be made later. Amended returns are all over the place. They exist for a reason. Not filing keeps everything frozen, and more things come after that. People worry that filing a wrong return will trigger some IRS action. The IRS flags missing returns automatically, so silence is not invisibility. So if you thought that staying quiet brought you peace and quiet, instead, penalties and interest stack up, and the IRS eventually shows up anyways. So filing late means you're agreeing with the balance. Well, that's not true. It means that you're taking control of the timeline. Now, this doesn't mean that every situation is the same. Some people owe a small amount, some people owe a lot more. Some people haven't filed a year, some people haven't filed for 10 years. Some people already have IRS letters in the mail, and that's why generic advice only goes so far. Context matters, details matter. If you're sitting with a pack of unfiled returns or IRS letters and you want us to review what's going on, there's a secure link in the description. You can explain your situation there. It's just for a review. It's not a sales call, not an engagement. It just helps us determine the most appropriate next step for you. And there's no obligation. Take your time. If this video has been helpful, consider subscribing. I'll see you next time.